Welcome back to Bet on the Side. So, people have been asking if there's going to be one final twist tomorrow night. Well, it's a big secret. So, in the style of Luke A, I will now tell every member of the audience individually, OK? In the meantime, maybe you should watch this. So the thing is...
What experience has been there?
I know I've asked for a lot because I've been up for eviction so many times. So I've been asking for a lot to people to keep constantly voting for me, but somebody out there has. So I am absolutely grateful. It means everything to me. Thank you so much to everybody out there that's voted for me. I don't know why, but thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I haven't got any words to express how grateful I am. Just thank you.
Would you say Lucas is a domestic goddess?
You know what? That is like the perfect summary for him. He is domestic and a goddess. You know, if he did marry anybody, he'd be like the perfect guy to marry if he wanted that kind of thing. Like, he's just like super clean. But I tell you now, he's slacking off on the whole cleaning now. He hasn't done the kitchen for a while. I think he's just like just doesn't care anymore, you know. But definitely very neat, very pristine, very tidy, cares about his appearance.
What's your usual beauty routine in the morning?
Okay, so I'll wake up and have a shower. Well, no, I like to eat my breakfast before I wash. So I'll have my breakfast, I'll have a shower. I'll brush my teeth actually first. Might have a shave or a trim. I'll have a shower. I'll wash my hair in the shower, clean my nails in the shower. Wash my body. Probably exfoliate it. I get out of the shower, I cool down a little bit, then I wash my face. I put some stuff on my hair, like a salt spray, and then I dry it. No, before I put the salt spray on, I'll moisturise, because I don't like hair product on my hand before moisturising, so I'll moisturise, put some lip balm on, and then I'll put the stuff in my hair, then I'll do my hair. And then I'm done, I think.
Is it lunchtime by then? That's so long. Right, Mark, there's been so much for us to digest over the series, and with only one day to go, I am seriously in need of some closure, OK?
Closure's a good thing.
Oh, I know that's an official word. Yes, good. Let's start off with the bitching, shall we? In the house, not between me and you backstage.
No. All about the love.
It started from day one and basically hasn't ceased, has it? No. What was the initial cause of the bad feeling in there?
I've got to get my head back in tune after watching that BT.
So it's salt spray.
It's this and 2 and 4. And, the bitching happened so early on. The bitching is a way of it's actually a way of communicating and finding out information from other people. And with the fact that there was so much of it going on, you were finding out who other people liked, who they didn't like. So it was a way of actually forming bonds and alliances very early on by talking about whether you guys knew you were doing this or not, by talking about other people. So it's kind of a way of sussing out the individuals in the group to see who you could actually align with or not.
Sort of testing the water a bit.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you all did that very well.
I'm not turning to you particularly. When were you first aware of the bitching?
I was never really aware to... Oh, yes, I was. OK, yes. OK, later on in the show, more, because you got more defined groups, and then it seemed to be Luke A, Adam and Dina, who were very much separate from everyone else. And then I had Caroline liked bitching as well. So
I think self-confessed. I don't think you need to worry about that. She was quite out there with that.
It wasn't just her, but everyone liked to yap on about the others. And then, I don't know, I took everyone at face value. So I did like Adam and Luke A and Dina even the whole time, but I had to listen to it all in my ear, and it stressed me out. I got really stressed. I just had to go, on my own.
Can you imagine
stuff.
us watching it all, Scott? It was very stressful.
We got very
really
stressful,
stressful. How do you think the House would have been different, Mark, if they weren't allowed to talk about nominations from the very beginning? If that was just out of the question.
I think the fact that they could talk about nominations earlier on was kind of the breeding ground for the groups to happen, because you guys were able to face each other and say, I'm nominating you, I'm nominating you. So by default of that, what you're actually saying, I like you, I don't like you, I know who you don't like, I know that you don't like this person, I like this person. So that was actually the breeding ground for the groups to form.
I think it would inevitably happened anyway, though, just because of people's personalities fit together.
It would have done anyway.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to ask, actually. Would you think that divide would still have been there?
Yes, definitely. It was only 2 weeks when we were allowed to speak about nominations, so initially you do figure that out, but then again, it was always going to happen.
It was just
anyway.
a shortcut to the inevitable. Well, let's have a look at the early stages of those groups forming.
If I left on Friday, I'd be so happy to see the back of them.
And when they're all sat over there talking as well,
Yeah, well, it's Sunday fun day. They're getting ready for tomorrow.
That's where they're clever, because they sort themselves out the day before. They always start bitching.
Well, that's not fair, so...
It's not fair, but bad guys come last.
I've had enough. They're so horrible about people and so nice to their faces. It's disgusting. I've never ever known the definition of fake before I met them. I think they're horrendous human beings.
Look at her looking. Oh my God.
See, that's what she'll do. She'll just come and jump along merrily.
Stirring the broth.
Sit there awkwardly for
I would love to know
how
bitchy they are behind everyone's back.
Nice. Caroline holding her tongue, as usual there. There was obviously such a clear divide in the House. We kind of dubbed it the insiders and the outsiders. Which side were you on, Paul?
It's tough because I veered from week to week, and there were people I followed and was really fond of, like Becky. And then in the last minute, I suddenly thought she was so fake and full of outrage over that aside by Luke about BMI. I went right off her. And I did veer from week to week with the old innies and the outies.
I think a lot of people did that because people also shifted, didn't they? It kind of...
And also there's that weird thing where a lot of the time it came across as bitching. It probably was bitching, but it was almost like they were egging each other on. And I'd say something a bit extreme, you top it, you join in, and by the end of it, we were saying this like, I would strangle them and absolutely want to kill them. And it starts with, I wish he wouldn't pick his feet when he's watching, you know, in the front row.
You want to throttle him.
And it's like really minor, and they just kind of worked each other up.
It gets exacerbated, definitely. Mark, can you kind of explain the group dynamics to us a bit?
I think Paul explained it brilliantly there.
And that's all.
You're back next week, Paul.
With groups, we've all got, we kind of think about group theory. We've got what we call a personal identity, which is just, you know, our characteristics, things we like, that we don't like, you know, and that's personal things. We then also have what we call a social identity, which is when we join a group. And a social identity is kind of different to our personal identity in that we take on the identity of the group and the characteristics of the group and what the group likes and what the group doesn't like. Now, that might be different initially to what we personally think, which is why people behave differently in the Big Brother house to normally what they behave when they're on the outside.
That's why Scott, I think, was interesting, because you would quite often, you said it just then, you'd like remove yourself. So he wasn't, and maybe it was he couldn't handle some element of what they were trying to force him into being or something.
Absolutely, because you were being squeezed into a social identity that you didn't like.
I've always been really independent, like go along with my own opinion, so it's really difficult. But then again, when we could speak about nominations, I did feel more, you know, going along with the group. But then again, I still didn't like it.
Scott, you didn't particularly see yourself as part of one of those groups. Why do you think that was? Because you definitely had alliances.
Yes. Definitely, I was more in tune with some people. I had good friendships with Caroline, Becky, Ashley, etc., and I really did like them, and I was always going to be better friends with them than the others. But at the same time, I could have a chat with the others, and I didn't hate them or dislike them where other people might have done. So it was difficult, but at the same time, I was always going to be better friends with some people than others.
Mark, where did Scott stand in the House for you?
I was talking to Scott about this earlier, actually, and I think, Scott, although you say you didn't, you know, identify with the insider group, like with Ashley and Lucas and that, you were definitely more aligned to them than you were to Adam and Luke Gay and Dina and Lauren. So, but that was probably part of your struggle, because you were more identified with the insiders, but there was a part of you as well that didn't feel completely comfortable in that group.
With the outsiders, I could have chats with them, but they were always very serious, very and they were quite quiet, and I liked also the fun side. Becky brought out the child in me. I liked just being ridiculous and having a load of fun, and so you couldn't quite have that with the outsiders, but...
we all like to build a den, Scott.
But yeah, oh gosh,
Come
yes,
on.
I love
Who
a
doesn't?
den.
You've got to be human to love this. Come on.
Deconstruct it now.
So we've got to talk about a major turning point that came when Lauren was evicted and the outsiders became the soldiers. I don't know how you felt about that.
The soldiers cringe.
After she left, did you think that the other outsiders were going to basically leave one by one, Ashley? Did you think that was sort of the start of that pattern?
I didn't really, I don't know, like, I think, I don't know, like, Lauren, I don't know, like, I just don't know.
She's not sure.
Like, I just feel like...
Actually, I feel like you don't know.
Yeah. No, but when Lauren left, it was very genius. Dina, see, they didn't like Dina at the start. They was very trustworthy. They didn't really, they was like, don't trust her, don't trust her. And then when Lauren left, Dina snided her way through and made the soldiers pack. And I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I think she's just so... Dina's very... deep down, she has got a very good heart, she has, but she's very patronising. She's very devious as well. She says things like to Bex, she used to go, oh, you're so perfect, Bex, you're so this, you're so that. I hated stuff like that. I don't know what she was trying to get out of it. I just don't know, like I didn't think they were all going to go. I thought Adam's a lovely person, he is a nice person. And Luke, I loved Luke. I think I nominated him once, and I think he's a really nice guy. I think they didn't, I don't think they was going to go, but Lauren, for sure.
I'm going to have to move it on because we're definitely running out of time. I know you were going to say some really interesting things. You said it was ridiculous of Dina. I know you thought it was really clever of Dina, the way she managed to kind of move away, but we're going to have to move on.
It was clever, psychologically.
Yeah, definitely.
Which friendships will last in the house, Mark?
I think the outsider group will definitely last. That group was a lot tighter, an awful lot tighter, because it had a clear purpose and a clear identity, and they identified very closely with the fact that they felt they were being persecuted, so they bonded together really tightly. You guys on the in-group didn't really bond together that well. You may have looked like you did, but the fact that Connor could betray the group as he did, and Aaron did a little bit of that as well, so that group wasn't as tight, so I think the friendships will be a bit looser outside.
Oh, wow.
I could be wrong, though. You guys
Thank you, guys.
Great friends.
Every day is literally a school day in the studio. I love it, but I'm going to have to pass over to Jamie now.
Cheers, Alice. It's time now for the very last round of the pub quiz. The results will be revealed tomorrow, and with half the prize money in the house already gone, this is the competition they all want to win. We haven't actually got any idea what they're going to get yet, but hey-ho.
Hello, Sarah. Hello, Dina.
Hello.
Hello, gentlemen.
Yeah, hello. Nice. Good afternoon, lady.
Are you ready for the final bit on the side pub quiz?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Right, question number 1. Which televised event was watched by 20 million people this week? Was it A, the 100 metres men's Olympic final?
Yeah.
B, the men's Olympic tennis final?
No.
Tennis is finished.
C, Becky's new chat show?
Oh my God.
I'd go with A.
That's so funny.
Did you say running or tennis? Yeah.
It's got to be A. 20 million. It's amazing. We're good old Bob.
E. Yeah, running.
What is a term for a toilet on board a ship? Is it A, a basin, B, a head, or C, a crapper?
It's not a crapper.
A head. Is it?
Let's go to the crapper, ho-hoy.
A B.
E. A basin.
What is the name of the Russian punk band facing 3 years in prison? A, Pussy Riot.
Wow.
B, Pants Riot. Or C, Yellow Reggae.
Yellow Reggae keeps popping up.
It does.
Yellow reggae? C?
I go Pussy.
Yeah. I've never heard of them.
Pussy Riot, say.
Yeah.
C? Yeah, C.
Which pop star's house was mistakenly stormed by armed police this week?
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
Was it A, Lady Gaga, B, Miley Cyrus, or C, Andy Scott Lee?
I knew you were going to say that.
Andy Scott Lee, that's Lydia's boyfriend. Yeah.
I'd go Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, I'd say B.